Okay, student asked me for a lot of competition, so let me just, I don't have time to do it. I have to say sorry for that, all right? But for the student from Taipei, I might help you to do it because I cannot come to Hsinchu to help you on the plan. Let me tell you what's going on right now and what are the competitions that are going on now and what did we do, all right? You already submit what I call BP. In fact, should not call BP, should be marketing plan. Now, slightly different, all right? Because marketing plan focus on this. Marketing plan focus on 1E, 3C, and very important STP, and then 4Ps. How about BP? What's the most important part of BP? What I try to say here is BP is not the marketing plan, all right? But the same, they call it project management, all right? Campaign, all right? BP, all right? Plan, whatever, all kinds of names. They're slightly different. And that's the focus of different BP. You know, what I try to say is this. Now, what's the main difference between business plan and marketing plan? Because we're talking about business plan, so therefore what? It should cover what? Not only marketing. It should have other 5 disciplines, such as production, manufacturing, finance, and what? 五管啊，产销人发财, all right? So finance and production and MIS, manufacturing, all that, all right? Especially for the new innovation, they focus on your team, okay? These are we call entrepreneurship, all right? So slightly different. So marketing in general focus more on this one, all right? And that's what we're going to do, all right? That's what you have to do in this plan. But that should help. That should help to do that. Then the coming next month, I believe, they will announce BOSS. So you are ready to play the game. You are ready to play the game, all right? Whatever we do now is very similar to BOSS, Blue Ocean Strategy. So you can play the game, all right? So if L'Oreal announce the competition, I think you can join, all right? I don't have to help because we already go through all that. Now, there's another one coming, the due on 21st. Due on 21st, and I encourage most of GMBA students can participate. Taipei student can participate as well if you want. It's a Sassin in Bangkok. And this is one of the best university in Thailand. We were there, in fact, last year. We were there. We did not win. We are not ready for that. But we were there. We were invited to participate in that. Sassin, in fact, is business plan. And my experience is, if you want to join, some of you GMB students want to join, they focus on 2 things. One, your team members, who you are, what you're going to do. All right. In other words, so they have all these CMO, CTO, CEO, CFO, all kind of O there. All right. So first one, you have to tell them what your structure is. Now, second one, to me, I think important is this: financial performance and market forecast. You have a new product, but how can that sell? How are you going to sell? What kind of problem you might face? And in this particular one, the judge are really the real people. They are from bank, investor, funds. So they just sit there and ask you, do you want to sell that to me? How much does it worth? And how do we forecast next 2 or 3 years? And so on, all right? So that's slightly different. Again, if you want to participate, let me know. We do have team participate last year already. I think GMB student. I think Ellen, Susan, me, and Joe, Cynthia, and Tanya, we were there last year. So if you want to ask detailed questions, we can help you. I think all the people can help to do it. All right, so just write down the proposal, and we can help to do it. And everything free, all right? Free means that, I think free ticket, I guess. I don't remember. Yeah, we pay for it. Our program pay for it. So a GMBA program will pay for the ticket. And then the Sashin will pay for accommodation and everything, all right? So anyway, so it's free, all right? So just do a good proposal. Now, this one is Google AdWords. Student asked me want to participate or not. I'm not interested in that, but yes, you can do it. I will try to interpret all the terminology today and next week. So listen careful, all right? If you want to participate in Google Word, I'm going to teach you all the basic things behind that. So today we'll review that. Next week, if we have time, we will review that as well, all right? That one called direct marketing. We'll tell you more about that. You already hang out, all right? We'll tell you more about that next week, about the 8 words. So you can participate. And if you win that, you can go to Silicon Valley. You can visit the office. Nice place, all right? So anyway, it's a chance to do that, all right? Good to do that. Then also another one called Lexus. Lexus focus on quality award. What they want to do, what these two companies want to do is 6 M's. So slightly different. What are 6 M's? We go through already. What are 6 M's? One is what? Come on. What's the 6 M's? We already go through last week. So these two companies, they will focus more on 6 M's. Of course, a little bit of this, but they will major on 6 M, especially Lexus. What are 6 M? One, media, all right? Mass media, all right? We will teach you more today, all right? Mass media, we'll teach you more today. How you spend the money, all right? What else? Message, that's creative part. So this company will focus a lot on how to do that. I think we covered that already, all right? Message, media, what else? That's not important. What's the most important? Money is called budget. So they will give you a budget, how are you going to spend that? Budget, all right? It's called money, advertising budget. All right, what else? Management of what? What management? Management of what? No. Management of what? So is it a company, what are you going to manage? All right, so you have to manage advertising agency. You have to manage creative people. You have to manage a lot of things. You have to manage the internally company. All right, what else? All right, market is the STP here. Market is STP here. What's your target? How are you going to do that? How are you going to communicate with them? What kind of message are you going to send to? All right? Now the last one. What's the M? There's another one. All right? So if you want to write a good campaign, you need to know the 6 M's. All right? I can tell you honestly, that's what I want. All right? That's what Lexus want. What's the last one? M is measurement. We call it market research. After we spend all the money, how do you measure? How do you know that we get a good result? We call it measurement. All right, so that's the most important part in advertising campaign because we spend the money, we don't know where to go. All right, I just give you a real life example. All right, so this one will go to Lexus, especially will go to 6 M. 8 words. If you read this one here carefully, they will ask you to do a campaign. All right. Now I will show you more detail next week because this is not today's topic. The next slide is talking about mass media. All right, so we got next chapter. We were talking about direct marketing, not through mass media, all right, such as Google. But we just look at the mass media, and the traditional one, of course, are TV. And look at it very quickly. Advantage and disadvantage. If you want to play the Google or AdWords, the same. Either these two. Understand which media you're going to use. So this particular one tell you about which media you're going to use, all right? So let me just read very quick. The advantage is reach broader spectrum of consumer, low cost per exposure. Now, why is low cost? TV in fact is expensive, but why is low cost? All right, that concept we call it CPM. CPM of TV is the lowest. Now, what's the CPM? Cost per thousand. Yeah, this means Mueller. It's a Latin word called thousand. cost per thousand. Cost per thousand, all right? So this is the lowest one. For instance, let me just tell you very quickly what a CPM is. Time magazine, what's the circulation? 时代杂志, what's the circulation? Suppose Time magazine is, let me just suppose, all right, 5 million, all right? Time magazine is 5 million copies per week. Fortune magazine turned out to be only 500,000. But both of them charge per page $10,000. All right, so you can see the difference. All right, you know what I mean, right? So $10,000 divided by that, you can get that. So these are circulation. We call it circulation. Now, TV, obviously, 99% in Taiwan, or 95% in China, or 87% in India. Everybody have a TV set. So therefore, penetration rate is very high. All right, this is we call low cost per exposure. All right, ability to demonstrate product use, ability to portray image and brand personality. All right, what it says here is TV is a very good vehicle to do emotional appeal, build up image. All right, so we mentioned about creative. We got two kinds of creative strategy: logical way, logic, information versus transformational. So this particular one is very good for transformational advertising. All right. Now, disadvantage brief. Why is brief? Because what? 30 seconds, gone. It's so expensive, 30 seconds, right? Clutter, what clutter means? What clutter means? Too many what? Too many other commercials. Too many noise. Clutter here means noise. Especially for very popular program. They must have about what, 5 to 10 commercials. So you will just disappear, right? You just disappear. We call it clutter. So consumer might not be able to remember all that. We call it clutter. High cost of production, yes, very expensive. You know, I have a couple of clients like Johnson & Johnson, Ford, IBM, and so on. All right, so expensive. All right, so expensive to make commercial. All right, it's very expensive to make commercials. And high cost of placement. All right, placement here, put the ad. Lack attention by viewers. Why? Every time the advertising coming, everybody go to the toilet. Everybody go to the toilet, right? Or they just click, right? They just not patient to do that. So you spend so much money there, you might not be able to get that. This is a problem of TV. Now, very quickly, if you want to work on AdWords, try to think about that. How can this one resolve all the problem here? Let me repeat again. If you want to act on the work project, try to think about that. What kind of problem you can solve that? All right, so that's the first one. Print ad, such as newspaper and magazine. All right. So good one is detailed product information. Why? Ability to communicate users, imagery, flexibility, ability to segment. All right, these are all important. All right. What I try to tell you that is whether Google Ad can provide all these advantages or not. All right. Detailed product information, obviously, newspaper, magazine, we read that. We read so detailed. We can see the photos. First one. Second one, ability to communicate user imagery. The same. All right, we can have nice, colorful picture. What's flexibility means? What's flexibility of magazine, or the newspaper advertising? In terms of what's flexibility? Anyone? All right, any type of magazine, like Playboy. Okay, all right. What else? What else?
You could also stick print ads on bus stations and.
Okay, all right. Print ad on bus station. All right. What else? Think about the flexibility. And again, very quickly, whether AdWords add visibility or not. All right? So magazine, for instance, we can have, I said that, cover page, bottom page. What else? Some of you buy the Playboy, you can have long page. You know what I'm talking about? No? Okay. You can have woo, coming up, all right? What else? That's why it says visibility. You can insert that. You can insert that. So in order to get attention of the reader, it's very easy to do the visibility. All right? Unable to demonstrate product usage. True and minor true. All right? How to resolve that? Perfume, you know perfume? They put a sample there, right? You free that and you smell that. You get that, right? So it's not quite true. You can still do that. All right, what else? But the question is, can AdWords do it or not? That's a big question, all right? That's a big question. In fact, this magazine, summer magazine, when you open that, will be 3-dimension. You know what I'm talking about? When you open that, will pop up 3-dimension one. Very expensive to do, but still can do it. All right, these are really flexibility. All right, passive medium. Passive is not like TV. TV is active. You have to see that. Magazine, newspaper, we don't touch that. You don't go that. And clutter, yes, they do have some of the problem with that. All right. Anyway, these are called print ad. No, just for reference. All right, these are just from the China. You know, they increase a lot. China is not. They start to produce a whole bunch of high quality magazine now. All right, especially in Shanghai. You have a chance to visit Shanghai. So many high quality magazine now. Now, this just very quickly again. This again also a very quick guideline for you for AdWords. All right, these are very quickly for AdWords. All right, how can I catch the attention of all the readers and when I read the script? All right. Anyway, just for your reference. Okay. So this one talking about the whole design of print ad. Where should be the logo? Where should be the body? Where should be all that? You know, and so on. So when consumer click that, how can I see all the advertising? Now, this is a difficult part. Media selection. Most of the VP challenge, the most difficult part is how much should I spend? What's the frequency? Which media to do? And very complicated. All right, let me try to interpret it in short term. All right, one is called reach, frequency, impact, exposure. These are the terms used in mass media for the last 50 years. So you cannot change that. All right, but let me tell you what are the things behind that. Reach, frequency, impact. All right, I think we discussed that before. All right, impact. What the impact means? When I see that, I get that. When I see that, I get the message. These are called impact. All right, so what is that related to? What are the elements? What are the 6M elements related to impact? Yes, message, creative part. A good creative, people see that. People remember that forever. A very lousy creative strategy, we see that, we forget that. All right? Exposure. So that's to get that. And this is a very typical media. You can see that media, they do TV, magazine, and then internet banner. You can look at that. And they try to schedule that. These are called media scheduling. All right, and these are a lot of money. All right. The question here, yeah, in this simple photo here, how much I should spend? How many times I should advertising? The question is, do I waste my money or not? All right, we from time to time we see that. All right, so they got a whole bunch of questions. How can I create an ad? All these are related to call media selection. And again, this is about one semester. You cannot finish all that. All right, so this you take about a whole semester to understand that. Let me give a very simple idea behind what it is. Look at the first equation. First equation. There are a couple of that. All right, these are called reach and frequency. This is from the book. I just using this one. Total number exposure, E equal to reach by frequency. Not too complicated, right? And sometimes known as GRP, gross rating point. I will show the example later, all right? Don't feel that, wow, this is a lot of equation here. No, it's very easy, all right? Reach and frequency, there are two things. Another one is exposure, reach and frequency. If you want to propose such as these two things, you understand all this concept before you really propose all that. All right, let me give a further one. This is from the book, Trial Awareness. Trial and awareness. All right, you can see that this is, and again, awareness and reach. Let's look at this particular one. What it says, look at that. What's the difference here? What's the difference here? Is the impact. With the impact factor. So if you see more, you will receive that more. Like this one in psychology, we call it learning curve. Learning curve. Now, the opposite is forgetting curve. If I advertise for 1 month, now, how long should I keep doing in order consumer won't forget? And this is the most difficult part in mass media plan because we do advertising, all right, 1 month, 3 months later. Now, when should I do that again? All right, so these things tell you something about behind how consumers learn the message. All right, we call learning curve, forgetting curve. And most of the time, the curve look like this. Most of the time, consumers' memory look like this. Learning, forget, learning, forget. And you can measure all that. All right, so that's another difficult part to do mass media plan. All right, let me give further. Let me further idea. This gives you a very simple idea how to calculate GRP. Look at that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and total. All right. Monday, for instance, this program, I put a program in TV news. TV news, right? 7 to 8 o'clock, TV news. The rating is 20%. Tuesday, I put it in what? Which program can be that high? 娘家? 天下父母心, I don't know. All right, so we put that into different program there. You get different rating. So you put all that together, 20, 30, 40 all together, we get 150 GRP. So GRP is very simple. Just the TV rating. 我们叫做收视率. 收视率. You get the TV rating, you get this one immediately. Now, let's look at the reach. Channel 2 household, look at that. Divided by total TV household. These are the population in Taiwan, for instance. These are the channel 2 can reach. All right, so if we put advertising there, hopefully 70% of the people will see my ad. But remember that not everybody see that. All right, but these are very roughly estimation. That's what we call it gross rating point. So roughly 70% of, if I put in channel 2, roughly 70% of the Taiwanese audience will see that. And very quickly, you can divide that. 150 divided by 20, by 70, you get frequency 2.1. What 2.1 means? What 2.1 means? You know all this, right? These are from the TV rating, 收视率. This I call it penetration rate. Channel penetration rate 70. All right. Now, what's 2.1 means? Average. Everybody see it twice. Average. Everybody see it twice. Now, immediately another question coming up. How many frequency do I need to have effective advertising? In psychology, how many times do I put advertising there in order to see the consumer remember my message? How many times? How many? Huh? 3. First one, I don't know that. Second, I saw that before. 3, I know that. Yes, the psychology says that about 3. All right? Now, for a very complicated message, you might take a while to recognize that. All right? Take about 5 times to understand that. So this is exactly this one here. So this frequency depends on a lot of things. Depends on creative. Depends on complexity of a message. Depends on a lot of things. But average about 3. So if you use different approach, you have to be very careful, right? Whether the consumer can catch it out or not. So these are 3. All right? So this is a very simple idea of so-called GRP. Now, things getting worse. All right? Let me show you that later. All right? Sorry, these are from 01. I did not give you the concept here. Right? Target market proportion. It's very easy. Go back to here. STP. Go back to Lexus. Not everybody will buy Lexus. So I will define my target market. So suppose the target market roughly high-income people, 20% of the top population. All right, that's the first one. Full market coverage means that when I do advertising, I reach everybody. Now, this one is not easy. All right, don't think it's easy. All right. 20% of people will buy my, potential market will buy my Lexus. I do my campaign, I can cover all that. I will tell you why it's difficult. Now, why it's difficult? Why it's difficult to full coverage all the Lexus buyer, potential buyers? Why? Why not? No, very difficult to do, all right? Let me repeat my question again. Why this might be difficult? In other words, I know 20% of people, potential buyer, will buy my Lexus. I want to do a one. In general, it's not easy to cover everybody. Why? Because what? Those rich, high-income people, they are very busy. First one. Their media habit is totally different. Are they going to sit there to watch Liang Jia? They might only watch TV. And they might not even have time to watch news. Even they watch news, they might have TiVo. They screen all that. So the high-income people is most difficult to get target. Don't think that I can do advertising there, people see my ad. No, not that easy. So the high-income people is the toughest target consumer you can reach. Partial market coverage. All right, so if I'm lucky, I cover 30% of that. Or I might have to spend a lot of money. I put everywhere. Hopefully they can see that. And again, these two things related to your budget. If I have a lot of money, yes, I can spend all the money, right? I can bombard them. If I don't have money, well, you have to be very careful. What are the people who really will buy my product? And I can send a message there. These are very basic idea about coverage, right? Now, and there are many, many ways of coverage. Let me give you the basic idea, all right? Including AdWord. First one, TV household using TV, all right? We call it HUT, all right? Don't worry about that, all right? Just TV penetration. Newspaper magazine, we call it circulation. 发行量, all right? Now, very quickly, what percentage of people in Taiwan or in USA buy newspaper? Roughly, all right, roughly. What percentage of population in Taiwan or in USA buy newspaper per day or subscribe magazine? What's penetration rate, roughly? What percentage? Less than? Let me raise your hand, all right? How many of you subscribe newspaper? See, only 2. Are you sure which pick up your newspaper every day? Only 2 here, look at that, only 2 people. Among 50, only 2. Come on, 4% only. So, and again, this is the problem of AdWord coming, okay? Anyway, just stay with that. And how about magazine? How many subscribe magazine? Like Time, Fortune, or whatever that, all right? Maybe only It's all kind, all right? We got one here, all right? But even the 一周刊, you still only buy once for a while. No, this immediate problem there, all right? That how many of our target consumer will subscribe newspaper, and which newspaper they subscribe. So immediately you can see that, all right? You can see the circulation idea that, all right, now high-income people might buy economic daily news, for instance. They might buy Wall Street Journal. Maybe, we don't know that, all right? All right, another term called readership. Readership. What's readership? Suppose I have circulation, Fortune magazine. Circulation is 500,000 copies. How many people are going to see that? These are circulation rate, 发行量. But some of magazine pass very quickly. So Fortune magazine in general about 2.5 people read that. So you multiply this one by 2.5. One magazine might have 2.5 people read that. This is called readership. All right. Now immediately, what kind of magazine are popular for readership? Let me read my question again. What kind of magazine are very popular? People will pass along and read that. The highest one is you know my question here? What kind of magazine are most popular? People will so circulation is 500,000. But in way, a lot of people, they pass all that. People read that all the time. In my old days, it's Reader's Digest. In my old days, it's Reader's Digest. 10 people, you won't believe that. In my old days. All right? So Time Magazine, like 2. Then 一周刊, like 3. All right? And so on. All right? So these are called readership. Okay? Now, local radio. And then the problem is we call it signal area, right? You know, when I travel from Taipei to Hsinchu, I cannot listen to all of my favorite radio station. So yes, so radio is a very local one. I think USA, Taiwan, all the same. Okay, now that's another question. I want to target Lexus. I want to target the dryers. Yes, radio can be a good one, but we don't know when they're going to listen. All right. So again, very quickly, if you listen carefully, like me, I have radio listen habit. All right, now which time is a 黄金档 in a radio station? Which time is a golden period, the most expensive period for radio? What period? Huh? 5 to 6 morning or night? Are you sure? No. Yes, rush hour. People there waiting. Oh my gosh, waiting. All right. All right. Now, so yes, so very interesting. These are the so-called 黄金档. Right now, they have local radio and TV station. Yes, I think start from 7 until 9:30 or even 10. All right, 7 to 9:30. That's the most expensive period, and then start from 5:30 or to 8. Depends on the city. Like Shanghai, very crowded. All right, very traffic jam. Terrible traffic jam, all right? Oh my gosh. We are visitor here, all right? This is one of the strange phenomena in Jiaoda, all right, anyway. But it's the winter time, all right? I don't know, anyway, all right? Forget about it, okay? Okay, local radio. Network TV. In Taiwan, all right, again, most of you supposed to have the cable TV, right? I think should be, right? Cable TV is quite cheap in Taiwan. But in USA, no. All right? Now, the question is, I want to do advertising on TV now. Which channels? That's another big question. So, network TV. Out of home passes traffic flow. All right? This one we call it billboard, outdoor billboard. All right? Now we have wetland, web, ITV, M-phone, on and on and on. All right? Now, what I try to tell you here is mass media is not easy at all. Which media to choose? Why is that? You know, they got a whole bunch of questions. And then among many limitations, you had such a budget money you had to spend on that. That's a media plan. Now, how about internet coverage rate? How to measure that? All right. And these are questions related to AdWords. All right. Let me push further. I already said that. So reach a number of different individual exposure to a media schedule within a given period of time. And how much reach is necessary? All right, that's a big question. Okay. Second one is frequency, average number of times individual exposure to the advertising. Now, what frequency level is needed? Answer me the first questions. Reach. How much reach is necessary? Another question is, what do you mean by within a given time? What's within given time? What, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years? There's a rule there. There's a rule there for any advertising campaign. We call it project. The rule is how long in general? You know what I mean here? You know what my question here? How much you have to spend the money within what period of time? Depends. Again, depends. Some, they do annual plan. I worked for Pepsi before. They do season. So in fact, my campaign in fact start from May until August. That's it. We don't do any other campaign anymore. So my period time is start from May and at August. Done. All right, so we are 1 month before the season, which means the summer. Again, the question here is, how about Lexus? How about other products? What is a given period of time? How are we going to do spend the money? This is very difficult because 1 year versus 1 season is totally different. You spend the money separately. These are called reach and the necessary and frequency, as I said before. Now, rating we said already. So we have viewers by total population, all right, such as coverage, like radio, 发行量, readership, 读者, penetration, coverage, traffic flow, everything here related to the one we call it rating. So what I try to say, in the mass media, there are so many different ratings there. That's the one you have to choose from, okay? Target rating equal to target viewer divided by we know that already, okay? Now, average rating is, if we know 20% of the age 18 to 19 and 1% for 18 to 34, now, what is the rating for 35 to 49? You know my question here? When we get the readership study, we only can have 2 data. One is 18 to 49. Another one is 18 to 34. But my target is 35 to 49. Now, how can I get the data? You know what I'm saying here? Because every time we get the data, you won't get the complete information. How can I get that? All right, anyone try to calculate for me? So the rating for 35 to 49 will be, okay, 20% for 18 to 14. Population is 3,000. Then 18 to 14 is 2,000. So we have 1,000. I want to know 1,000 people's rating, and which is, anyone calculate already? .4. All right, 2 by this one, multiple by this one, divided by 10. So turns out that particular media, in fact, is about 0.04, very high. Again, let me repeat again why I do this exercise. Because when you get the media information, most of the time incomplete. You cannot get what you want for a specific segment. Now you have to estimate that. Now, which of the target I can really reach? In general, of course, I want to get the highest rating of that particular media, okay? All right, gross rating point is reached by frequency. Okay, that's done. There's another one called target rating point. All right? It's slightly different from that. Because, for instance, in Fortune magazine, in Time magazine, it's quite different. Some people claim that Fortune magazine is cheaper. Why? You look at the target GRP, Fortune magazine is cheaper. Let me repeat again. Time magazine, everybody read that. From college, high school kids to the old people, they read that. So in this 5,001, maybe only 20% is my target. You know what I'm saying here? So in this one, maybe only 10% is my target. But Fortune magazine turned out to be 100% is my target. So if they charge higher, it's more expensive. Because only 10% of my target read Time magazine, but 100% of my target read that. So it turns out that Fortune magazine is cheaper. Cheaper in a sense that we call it target rating point. So there are two numbers here. One is total population. One is my target. All right? So these are called target rating point. All right? So target GRP. All right? My last question is there any ultimate number of target GRP? What I mean is GRP should be equal to what? 200, 500, 300, 2,000? These are all related to media campaign, all right? Because some students ask me all this project, all right? I don't have time to teach you all that. Remember GRP equal to reach by frequency. Very easy. Now, what percentage should I reach in general? Suppose 80%, all right? Everybody see 5 times. So answer is very easy. You know what I'm saying here? 80% of the people will see that. I give them 5 times. And yes, 400 is very important in marketing. We call it golden rule. Yes, 400. All right? So keep this one in mind. And this can be a very full, good campaign. All right? Some people say, oh, no, I cannot afford that. Yes, but the minimum is 200. You have to get it at least 200 in order to survive. These are called minimum. I just tell you the golden rule, all right, based on my 20 years of experience, okay? No one teach you that, all right, but idea is 400. 80% people see 5 times. Now, another question is 200 now. Because each point is expensive. I spend the money on each point, that's expensive. So that's why we have to try to schedule the money very careful. Now, suppose 200. I think I asked you before, how can I spend the money? Suppose the company give me certain amount of money, like $1 million. All right, so Simon in general, like Lexus, I think about $10,000, 10 million. And there are two ways for you to do a media strategy. This one I call it media strategy. Now, one way is 20% of R and 10 times of frequency, or 40% of the R and 5 times of frequency. Now, which is better? And now what's the difference? Let me repeat my question again, okay? I have the very limited budget. I have to spend about 200 GRPs. There are two possibilities. One is I only reach 20% of the audience, but I do 10 times of frequency, versus I do 40% of the reach, but only 5 times of frequency. Both are the same, but they are different. Now, for Lexus, which one is better, A or B, and why? Why A? Why B? Why A? Why B? Let me ask another way. All right, let me ask another way. For a new product, which one is better? And for a mature, well-known product, which is better? For the new product, which is better? B. Why? Yeah, we need more awareness. We need more awareness. All right? Now, quickly, you can see that there are two objectives here. One is I have to reach more people. They just know that. So these are the early stage. This one, what I try to do here, I have to convince, educate, persuade them to buy. All right? Let me repeat again. So this one is only awareness. This one, let's go back to AIDA. AIDA. This is focused on A. This one for A and I. This one focus on desire and action. I give them more message, persuade them, give them all the possibilities. So I have to be really focused. Because after I know who they are, I will be focused. So these two will be totally different campaign, in fact, when you spend the money. And all this was determined by your message there. So I try to tell you that what to do your life, all right? So you know like, what my target is, what the message should be, what the money I should spend, and done. Okay? So this is, again, this is a very basic idea about reach and frequency. You should get the idea. Now things will get very complicated. That I will do different program, different mass media, like newspaper and magazine, banner ad, billboard. Now how can I calculate that? Well, that's a very complicated one. Or a student, but now the sponsor, when I do work for the company, they will challenge me, why you do that? Why you do that? All the questions, okay? So I try to answer the question, why you do that? All right, this is what I'm talking about. The book gives you this, all right? But in general, very few companies can afford that. Let me repeat again. Very few companies can afford that. That's too high. 1,000 GRP. All right. You know how much expensive is this one? 1,000. Let me give a very simple calculation. Right now, the TV 收视率 TV rating in Taiwan, what's the highest? TV rating in Taiwan, what's the highest right now in Taiwan? About 10% only. About 10%, all right? 娘家还是还不晓得，天下父母心，偶像剧 ，OK？ How much? What the rating? 15%有没有？10% at most. Now, if you divide it by 10, how many spots do you need? You need 100 spots. 你要放100次 all right? Now, do you know how much is one time? $80,000. $80,000. So 80,000 by 100. Wow, a lot of money. So all I mean is not everybody can afford to do that. Try to just using this one to calculate that back. So the highest will be 10%. Therefore, you need 100 spot. We call spot 100次. You cannot afford that. Very expensive. All right. So this is so important. In other words, what's the frequency there, what's the rating there, and how can I do that? All these will combine together as a do a good advertising. Anyway, that's what the book says, all right? Don't believe that, all right? I don't think so, all right? See here, 400, so you see here. Whatever you do will waste the money, all right? So these are very simple rules will tell you that how can I spend the money on the media, all right? Now, give you a little bit more difficult one, all right? I hope you can understand that. Digital program. Digital two program. You know what I'm saying here? A and B, right? Immediately, program A, program B. This is news. All right, this is new. The channel, okay, channel 1, channel 2, for instance. Then, these are small amount of people will read both channel 1 and channel 2. We call it overlap. And very interestingly, these people see one time, 2 times. All right? So it's a duplicate and unduplicate. You get it? You get the idea, right? All right. Now, give you another very difficult questions for the probability. The probability of reach A is 40%. Probability of reaching B is 20%. What is the percentage I can reach A and B? This is your high school mathematics, okay? Probability of getting A is 0.4. Probability of getting B is 0.2. Now, what is the chance that probability you can get both people? 这叫做独立跟那个相依事件呐。This is called 相依事件 ，okay? What's percentage? Very simple. Come on, 多少？ Huh? Let me repeat again, all right? Probability getting A, probability getting B, and it happen at the same time. What's the probability? Huh? 这交大有没有搞错啊？你们这个理工比较好的 ，point what? 0.4? Yes, answer is. How to get that? 这个乘这个就好了嘛，啊，No, it's not that difficult, No. And all the media campaign, all the marketing, all the money, very important is this rule. Now, why we need that? I put channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, I put all the advertising there, right? But I need a frequency. I not only need a reach, I also need a frequency. So this one will help you to calculate what frequency people can see, because I want to see people overlap there. All right? These are called two independent events. All right? So let me show you the complicated one. All right? That will be the last one. All right? Assuming 80% overlap. 1 time, 2 times. You can see, you know what I'm talking about here? My TV rating is 收视率是39%, right? 2 times. People see 2 times because overlapping here. 2 programs overlapping here. This is called independent. 0.8. But most of the time, if I put in the news again, overlap will be very high. But if I put the news and 娘家 will be totally different. These are more independent. You know what I mean? So the program, some of the programs, they are independent. Some, in fact, they are overlapping. So what I try to say here is to determine the frequency, you need to put advertising on the repeat program, such as the news or the series or the whatever. You cannot spread out over the place. So 星光大道, we put everything on the 星光大道. If my target is teenagers, sorry, called American Idol, right? American Idol program, all right? If I want to do the teenagers, I would do American Idol all the time because overlap will be higher. This assumption of independent, all right? So therefore, overlap is low. All right, anyway, all right, so very complicated section, all right? 1 time 39%, 2 times this one. And very quickly, 3 times is just like that, all right? Then the net reach is 48.36. Now, how can I calculate that? Then TRP, total rating point, is, my gosh, so complicated, all right? So I get, all right, let me show you another one. Hope is easier. 39%. All right, overlap is 0.8. All right, people who see 3 times is here, 0.8 square. So about 24% of people see that. Now, this one equal to, sorry, this one minus this one. That's small power of that. Okay? All right, need a lot of calculation, all right? Whoops, sorry. So total reach point here is that 2.5. This is called 这叫做 A 加 B 加 AB 加 BC 加 AC 加 ABC. Remember that? A 加 B 加 C 加 A 乘 B 加 B 乘 C 加 A 乘 C 加 A 乘 B 乘 C. This is the called duplicate and duplicate one. All right, I just try to calculate. No, I try to show the theoretical calculations. Like this is theoretical, right? The whole concept behind that is, again, let's go back to that. Don't make it too complicated, all right? With so many different mass media. Among the media, with so many different programs. So TV a different program, newspaper different program, magazine different program. Now, how can I put all that together and spend my money? So that requires a whole bunch of probability, try to calculate to do that. So let me try to quickly summarize what I say here. So in other words, you understand truly, first one, what's your target? Second one, what's their media habit? What do they see? How can I reach them? The third one, very quickly, how can I creatively approach them? So send a message, create a big impact to them. So Lexus, for instance, people need quality. People need whatever that. So these are the, I try to put all that together and then try to get that, all right? Okay, so forget about that. You know, it's all mathematics. So when you do any of the business plans, such as Google and Lexus, they will ask you that, choosing among major media type. All right, so these are very basic, simple rules. Target audience, media habit, as I said that. Product characteristics, all right, all different products, they're all different. All right, so Lexus is a high quality car, all right, so that's another one. Message characteristics and the cost. Consider all that, then you can have a good media campaign. All right. And again, these are the core mass media. Right? We have newspaper, TV, direct mail, radio. We have our outdoor yellow page, newspaper, brochure, telephone, internet. All right. Anyway, so all these are related to that. In fact, there's some even more. In USA, we call it skywriting. Skywriting. You know what skywriting is? Skywriting. In a huge park, and they say, 我爱你，嫁给我吧, right? Something like that. Sky airplane ride some of the world, right? Called skywriting, right? But not easy thing in Taiwan, all right? We cannot see we gonna see the crowd and the air pollution, all right? I said USA, all right? So you got huge press, and there's air writing, and say something like that, all right? So you can see that, right? Not easy in Taiwan, okay? Anyway, these are called mass media, right? Very old data, sorry, I did not update that, all right? But I can tell you the update one. The amount that people spend in USA. So, which is the key media? Up to 2001, TV and newspaper. Very surprised. Why newspaper is almost next to TV? And the third one will be radio, very interesting, magazine, and internet. Of course, this number will change. Now, let me just look at it very quickly. These are the total amount that's spent on the media. Now, why newspaper still occupy a very heavy space in USA, not in Taiwan? Why? Because TV, most of the time, national broadcasting. Let me repeat again, national broadcasting, such as CNN News, ABC, NBC, national broadcasting. Newspaper turn out to be very local. Except two newspapers, such as Wall Street Journal and New York Times, or maybe Washington Post, or maybe the USA Today. Very few are national newspaper. So regional still heavy a lot. All right, so this explains why newspaper is that. Now, Taiwan is slightly different, right? Taiwan newspaper, TV about 40%, 45%, and then this one about 15, 10, and so on, all right? These are all one. Now, how about a new one? Yes, this one increased. And all the money go to Google. Unbelievable. All the money go to Google, roughly about 6%. And we're talking about $1 trillion business. All the money go to Google's AdWords. So if you think about that, 6%, who will die? Just look at all data. If Google occupies 6% of the total budget, who will die? Newspaper die, magazine die, radio also die. Terrible, right? It's terrible. So these are coming up because a lot of companies will close. All right. So anyway, so these are you can go to update the data. What I know is the internet will increase from 6, and they predict about 9. And question is why? All right. So this is really an evolution of the mass media in the USA, also in Taiwan as well. Press advertising, we have billboard, public space, product placement, and point of purchase. All right, product placement, right? Such as this, right? So all kinds of billboard. Measurement. I think we said that before already. Circulation, audience, effective audience. All right. What it says is we call it target audience. All right. So even though we have the 星光大道, right? I look at that, but I never care of all the advertising. Right? I don't care. Right? For instance, right? So I'm not the effective audience. Right? Effective ad exposure audience. Right? These are all talking about very important one about the target. Okay. Now this is a very interesting one. Classification of advertising timing pattern. All right, let's look at a different one here. One called concentrate, one called continuous, one called intermittent. What it says is, all right, and then we can level, rising, high, falling, and then, I don't have food here, all right? Okay. Look clean, right? We have a couple of professors in emerging school. They strongly against to have to protect them. Do you know that? We got two very famous, we got 2 or 3 very famous professors who create a lot of problems in our emerging school. They argue for the not human right, dog right for the dogs. You know that? You got 2 very famous professors. That's a problem of the dog we have in Jiaotong. And no one don't know how to take care of that. So every time in the meeting, we have to protect all the dog right, all right, we do all right. Oh my gosh. Okay. You got 2 very famous female professors, all right? You just ask, all right? You're gonna figure out who they are. Who want the dog, there. So they feed the dog every day and all that. Oh my gosh. So the dog started bleeding and all kind of puppy coming out. Oh my gosh. And I don't know. Okay. Just tell you very quickly about what this one is. Concentrate, just what I said. The Pepsi, they do season. All right, so one season done. How about this one? Continuous means that you have money, all right? So in USA, what kind of company they do continuous campaign? They do continuous plan every month, such as AT&T, bank. You know, they can afford that. They can afford to do that, right? How about this one? I have another client do this all the time. Very easy example, all right? When will people buy the gift? What kind of people buy the gift? Taiwan, 有5个节日 which one? People buy the gift all the time. Like which one? First one, New Year, right? Coming up, right? New Year, then Moon Festival, Bow Festival, something like that, all right? 端午节啦 Bow Festival, 中秋节，教师节 I did not get any gift. No one care, all right? Maybe Christmas and maybe New Year, all right? So yes, these are related to this one. So when I do the campaign, all right, we just do because they're very expensive products. They only do in the season one, in the gift one, all right? So we do that. So these are example of that. Now another one, of course, is go back to my question of what is that? So it depends on the product. So we have all kinds of product. We have level here. You can see that they are just the same. Rising here means we have peak hour. Falling means this one. So it depends on the product, all right? So they gradually, this one in fact is my Pepsi strategy. We start to build out that one in May because still very cold. And then July, and we put all the money in August and done. All right? So this is rising one and falling one, and then alternating one. All right? So these are all different ones here. Okay, factor affecting timing pattern. So we have buyer turnover, purchase frequency, forgetting rate. I just mentioned that before, right? So these are the different timing patterns. You try to do that for different one there. Okay, anyway, so this is another one, all right? Give you more specific. Continuous one, concentration only focus on one. Flighting here means here. We just fly. Here, here, and here. We call it flighting, all right? Pausing means continuous plus. This in fact is continuity plus fighting. So we have basic continuous every month, and then we do certain months. All right, these are all different scheduling for the pattern. Now, which one is better for Lexus? A, B, C, D. Which one is better for Lexus? A, B, C, D. Which one is better for Lexus and why? So do you understand when do they buy the car, right? Which one is better for Lexus? So all the media, in a way, do they truly understand the market, truly understand the target buyer in order to have effective campaign? Even if they don't pay attention, they don't care. Now, when do people buy the car? Most of the time, when? Huh? President in February. Is that true in Taiwan? 台湾什么时候买车来？啊？有钱没钱买个车子过年嘛，对不对？When do we buy the car? I think that's an interesting question, all right? And when will you buy the luxury car? Okay? 都不对了，什么时候买来？有没有人在做那个？其实是什么时候？什么时候那个卖最好？来，你们猜一下什么时候卖最好 ？When is the best time to buy the car？ 年终奖金呐、年终奖金呐 ，OK？ how to say that in English? Bonus payment, all right? So by the end of the year, there's a bonus payment. So some of the company very luxury, 18 months, 36 months, right? They can afford to buy a house, all right? So yes, the peak season in general is the bonus month. In Taiwan is around 尾牙是什么时候啊？尾牙，过了没有？尾牙是 January. Are you sure that late? All right. So roughly you can see at the end of the year. So you can see all the people are very busy. All right. 半年不开张，开张吃半年。All right. So these are the anyway. So that were related to all that. All right. So they will do. I think the answer is 4. Right. They will do the normal advertising, like reminder ad, and then there's a pausing to do promotion. Okay. So these are very typical one. And I think we discussed that in market research already, talking about how to do communication, consumer feedback method, portfolio test, laboratory test, in order to understand all that. All right. So I think we already covered that in the market research already. All right. I think let's take a break and then come back for the rest of that. Can someone help me chase this case away? All right. Please be seated. We have one comment about the markups. Let me just very quickly introduce you another concept called VPC. V is value, P is price, C is cost. All right. Now I think there's a very big argument about that. So again, you can see that. All right. So I think you think this way when you try to do your decision of that. Now, question is, where's the value coming from? That's the first one. And P also has a range. P we call it market price. And again, market price also have a difference there. It's a range there. Again, cost also has a range. So this is all related to your decision when you try to talk about how can we make a decision. For instance, the student asked me if we have a product in A segment. We have product in A segment, for instance, very competitive. Now, the question is, if the competitor undercut the price, what can you do? So I asked him very quickly, when did that happen? Is you initial the cut price, or he cut the price in the very beginning? So there are two different situations. One, you cut the price, therefore you cut the price. That's another story. But if you start to initiate the price very low, so he will cut the price very low, right? So go back to you. Now what can you do, right? Again, depends on your decision what you want to do in the future. If this product is your cash cow, your future cash cow, now what you want to do? So it depends on your positioning of what this new product will be. If you already occupy market share somewhere there, you want to make it growth, I would suggest that, this one, really go back to this P and C here. I would suggest do not match his price. You don't have to match his price. In other words, you don't have to really match his price to cut the price so deep. I would suggest cut the price, match the price about, at least about 30%, 25 to 30% of the premium price. You should do that. Now, if that one won't work, then next stage, you move to the next one. Now, that's the first one. Second one, you have to calculate very careful his and your cost structure. We call it break-even analysis. So whether he is undercut, sale below the cost or not. Now, if that situation happens, meaning that he cut the price very deep under his cost level, then that's not a good market. You should walk away. You know what I mean? So these are all the logic behind that. And the question is, how can we, so look at the bottom line or the cost structure, yourself and the competitors, very careful. And among the price, look at your positioning in the market, overall market price, we call it the ratio there, with strategy and value ratio there. That's what the price is about. Now, above all is another value. Now, value comes from a lot of different definitions. In this game, we did not provide you too much information about the value. So value, for instance, your high strategy comes from your extra high strategy value for the consumer. then value in this game can create it by your promotional budget. This is what the value is about. So the value comes from your 4-piece decision, including the channel, including the sales support, and so on. So these are what we can do in general about the value. All right. So even though very limited in our game, very limited information, that's what the VPC is about. Yes. Your question?
Would it be better to cut the price or increase the discount rate?
I said that before. Discount rate has its limit. Discount rate has its limit. So you cut the discount rate for 1 or 2 periods is fine. But when everybody doing that, it won't work anymore. First one. Second one, even though you cut the discount rate, and again, not everybody benefit. So discount rate is just like this one. Discount rate is promotion, not the pricing. You cannot do that too frequently. All right, discount rate is here. So it's a promotion decision, not a pricing decision. So it works for a while, but there's a limit. There's a limit, meaning that, because I want to get all that, but no, that's not the way of that. So we cut the discount rate because we believe not everybody will benefit. So my profit will increase. So if you want to cut the price to benefit everybody, then you just cut the price. That's it. So these are two different decisions, all right? So again, depends on what's your target segment there. These are very different. What I try to say, if you really care for the discount rate, do you better care for what other people do first? Look at the effect of that. If you already do it 3 or 4 times, and then the better way in which to do the cut price. And I said that before, segment A is very, very sensitive to price. Let me just remind you again, all right? They are very different because, low wattage product in general, very sensitive for the, I said before, the demand curve is different. One is this, one is this, okay? So they are very different. And in general, the low wattage in general very sensitive to price cut. Yes. Any other question? Yes.
We give a discount in that direction sale for the.
All right.
But should we lower the price for indirect channel?
Yeah, you can do that.
And will that affect our sales for the direct channel?
Of course, you will. If you know the discount rate for the channel, you will let channel make decision for that. And hopefully, channel will generate more revenue for you. All right? Of course, you can do that. No problem for that. And in general, again, this one go back to this one here, because the price is a range. This is really a range here. All right? And that range will influence that. But anyway, my answer is yes, you can do it for the price. But be careful when you discount rate. Do not cut it too deep. If not, that will influence your direct sales. You have to watch out carefully. Not only, so in other words, we have 4 decisions here. We have different data for different price and different discount rate. And you have to try to look carefully what happened to the direct and indirect. How effective is that? And then how much we get that. So we have, what I try to say 4 is price discount, and demand. We have all that. So you look carefully over all that. So from our sale, we have 4 data about price discount and the demand. And again, look over to our cross competitor, what happened to that. So you do have a lot of data to analyze. Not only that discount per se, you have also from competitor, all right? That's the way I look at the data, all right? And to see what happened. And elasticity, sounds very complicated, but even it's not. You just look at the ratio. The ratio we change, the ratio we do, and you can kind of draw a picture of how sensitive is my price and discount, to do that. You had to do it. And then based on that, you can try to calculate your cost. You know what I mean? So the bottom line, you have to go to the cost. So you don't want to cut too deep to the cost. These are all related to the calculation when you try to do the VPC analysis. All right? And again, I say that all these are uncertain. Uncertain means that, all right, cost depends on a lot of things, all right? Cost depends on whether you are leader or not, all right? And price all depends on a lot of things. Everything depends on a lot of things, all right? So I don't know. So our next one will be Saturday, right? All right. Any other questions? Yeah, I see the result already spread out, start to, we call it disperse, all right? Dispersion, we're getting wider and wider, all right? So anyway, so some of you have to catch up. Okay, let's try to finish this chapter. Any other questions about the game? By the way, I call this take-home exercise because we don't have midterm exam, all right? I call this one as a take-home exercise. So you can still welcome to come, all right? You can come here, all right? The TA will be here to help you, all right? I mean the 30th. And I will let you go. I will let you do that, doing the homework outside our classroom, all right? So you don't need to come. You don't need to come. I call that take-home exercise. You do that by yourself, among your team to make a decision. So our game 5 will be Saturday, and then how about game 6? Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday, okay. All right, move on, all right, on the promotional mix. Next one is SP, sales promotion. Advertising build up image. Using the AID as example, advertising build up image. Promotion, in fact, pushing more as action. All right, when you take to short-term action. Anyway, so that's what this one is. And there are a whole bunch of promotion you can do in marketing, all right? All right, easy. Samples, coupons, easy. All right, cash refunds, offer, price of, what's the premium? Free gift, price, patronage reward. The famous one is frequent flyer, free trial tie-in promotion, all right? Price allowance, free goods, sales contest. What's the speed? What's the speed? No idea. Anyone help me? What's the speed? I know this one. What's the specialty advertising? All right, check that. I don't know that too, all right? What's the special advertising? Let me see if I have that or not. These are special advertising. So what is that? This from higher, higher advertising, all right? This one higher. Now what's the specialty advertising? Very new phenomena coming up. It's a premium, all right? And sometimes they offer free gift, such as, in the refrigerator, we have this kind of magnet. Refrigerator with a magnet car, and this keychain, we have a lot of things. So you carry with you all the time. You look at that every day, you look at that. These are called specialty advertising. So they offer some kind of very personalized product, and you can go with that, all right? So these are called specialty advertising. Anyway, so these are the whole bunch of the tools you can use. I think this one should be just typical one. All right, select tools, pre-test, implement, whatever. Just a process. Event. There's a new term, very famous, start from year 2000, called experience marketing, 经验行销. That's exactly what it is. All right? Now, in USA, 60% spent on sports, tours, festival, art, courses. Anyway, these are called events. This is seafood festival, all right? Here, seafood here. It's a seafood festival. And of course, everything here talking about experience marketing. How can I get closer to my competitor? How can I learn experience? Among consuming my product and so on. These are called sponsor event. And you can do that in Lexus if you want, the same, right? So how to do Lexus in event? How to using event marketing to help Lexus? The easiest one is what? Let me repeat again, all right? For products such as Lexus, how can we do the event for the Lexus? So in general, what we do? Yeah, car show, all right? What else? There are a lot of things you can do in the event one, right? Especially for people who never tried the Lexus before. So you can have a banquet, have a party, have a lot of things you can do just to bring those people come, all right? And set a very nice party, something like that. Anyway, so these are the so-called event marketing. You can still do conduct activity like that. All right, sponsor event. Again, all right. So these are the we have a whole bunch of not that one, all right, this one different. The company using a lot, like Pet Mart, they call it Pet Smart. Right? Very interesting. Right? Pet Smart, right? 我们有没有这个狗宠物店的？好像新宿 have a lot. We have a lot of lonely single male and female, all right, in Shinsu, all right. So we got a whole bunch of this Pet Smart, all right, Pet Mart. And USA obviously they do a lot. All right. If you have time to chance to visit the Pet Smart, no, it's very huge. Let me see, about 4 times of this room. Roughly, right? About 4 times, huh? About 4 times of this room. And what they do is, again, they do a lot of event. Pet lover, just like myself, we have pet, all right? Pet lover are totally different, all right? Totally different, right? So we send the pet to training, right? Pet is sent to the hotel and then do all that, right? So these are a whole bunch of events. And so they have the Christmas party and I don't know, this the Halloween, all right? My gosh. And all that. And in the USA, in fact, they got a lot of pet adoption. So every Sunday, everybody bring all the pet there. All right. So 2 lonely people look at the pet each other, the pet look at each other, and lonely people look at the pet each other, and there's a social gathering. All right. So this is interesting. All right. There are a whole bunch of things you can do really to do this pet. The people welcome people to come to the store and all that. All right. So these are the weekend pet contests and all that. So these are really the what a Pet Smart try to do in the state. But a whole bunch of things can be done. Oops, sorry. Idea event. Anyway, so this one talking about how to measure that. All right. Anyway, so just a very typical procedure. Next one is PR. This one is PR. And now, what happened to that? What happened to this? This is Benz. You read carefully. This is a Benz. This is also another Benz. Anyone know what happened to that? I invite the Benz. Let me see. I think marketing director to have a lecture when I was in Singapore, and talking about the whole event. And economics in China start to boom. People start to buy the Benz. Now, I think in Chinese market, very different. People get rich. And people can afford to buy the Benz. But the salespeople did not know the importance of service. What I try to say here is Benz, in fact, they got 2 sales offices. One is in Beijing, one is in Shanghai. Shanghai, no problem. Beijing have no problem. Because Benz is very expensive, first one. And when the part had a problem, take a long time to do. So again, the people from Hunan, I think this one from Hunan, the Hunan people have some kind of part problem call the Beijing office, tell them that I get problem of the breaking or whatever that. And the salesman of the Beijing, very poor in a sense that this guy is just a salesman, right? And they say, wow, the part is expensive. I cannot give you free. What I try to say here is there's a difference between the customers about the service, quality service, versus the product. And take a long time to process the part. And the customer are not very patient. What I try to say is a lot of time in China, they still don't have service concept. They just sell the product. They don't provide after service. And this important one to why people love the Benz is because of the quality of that. Anyway, I think what I try to say here is they did not link the service and branding and quality altogether. So in the first 2 years of that, they got a lot of problem of Benz. You know the Benz had a problem? When you accelerate that, you know they call it backfire, right? When you put the gear to the back wheel, and you step like that, they will zoom, and crash all the garage and everything. All right? So they do have a problem one time. There's a backfire problem, and that problem is very serious. All right? A lot of problem there, and people start to complain and ask for that. And I think the question here, what I try to tell you that is how they resolve the problem, and it's a PR problem. And from time to time in China, happen a lot of this kind of PR problem. All right? We have a company from Japan try to sell the paint, very famous one, called 日本漆, Nippon paint. Do you know that? And obviously, very sensitive. People in China don't like Japanese. All right, they don't like Japanese. So they got a whole bunch of problems. If you don't do service well, they say, well, you're discrimination. All right, like Sony and Nippon, that all have a whole bunch of problems. Even SK2, remember SK2? SK2 also have trouble in China. And very easy. What I try to say is when you do the business in China, be very, very careful. You know SK2, right? This kind of very famous one, and they also have a problem in China. And the Chinese government said that you have a heavy metal in the bottle. It turns out that there's no heavy metal there, all right? And the reason is they just want to stop that. You know, sometimes what I say here, government sometimes will do this kind of activity and try to hurt the foreign company. And all the mass media will cooperate with government. So when they announce the news, everybody knows suddenly. So I think there are so many famous product problems in China happened before. Let me give another example. Toothpaste. You know toothpaste, right? And government said, no, this is poison. And they said, why? They said, if you put the toothpaste into 150 degrees, then the flora will coming up. Flora. They say toothpaste, put that into the hot water at 150 degrees. This one will vibrate, so they will poison. But how many people will use the 150 degree water to wash your toothpaste? You know what I'm saying here? And then DuPont, you know those kind of the stickness pen, you know, 不粘锅是吧？不粘锅啊，不是马政府的啊。The stick. The DuPont have that what the Teflon, right? 铁芙蓉, all right? 铁芙蓉, all right? And then, so you put Teflon there, then you want the pen won't stick, right? Now they say that this is poison also. This is also poison. And suddenly no one buy that. And the same. There's some problem here. But Teflon, you need 450 degrees. If you burn that, and yes, they will evaporate. But again, how many of the people in China, the gas can higher than 400 degrees? Anyway, they're using all these excuses. And I think the Madonna, Kentucky Fried Chicken, SK2, oh my gosh, every year they're just coming up some kind of company ad. Anyway, oh, this is poison, this is the one. Everybody knows. The whole newspaper, magazine, TV knows, all right? And Then they say, sorry, mistake. Put a very small one. They say, we sorry, we are mistake. And that's it. So this happened a lot. About the die, about the number. Right? It happened every time. Yes.
So, with pretty much the debt stacked against foreign companies, government.
They want to do it.
Why do so many companies want to go into?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why.
Profitable after dealing with all.
SK2 very easy. SK2 because when China want to import like garlic or whatever that go to China, and they say this one already some kind of poison there. They said, okay, no, you cannot go that. So Japanese government say no, garlic is poison. Say we stop that, and they will go back to figure out which one is poison. Or SK2 is poison, and they announce that. So really what I mean is there's really a trade war behind two countries. They will identify one company and then try to do that. So what has been suffering, including the Sanyo, Nippon, DuPont, Madonna, Kentucky Fried Chicken. And Kentucky Fried Chicken the reason is they call it, we call it the food color, right? The food color, 色素10号. Food color, right? Food color, like ketchup, like hot sauce. And this 色素10号, the diet number is called number 10. Everybody uses that. It's okay. Everybody using that. And they say, no, this is poison. And suddenly no one buy Kentucky Fried Chicken. Ooh, everybody die. And die for about 6 months. And then, and all the people at the same time, it's quite just in China. They will motivate people to go to your store. Just like that. So no one, everybody's so scared, So sometimes they will happen. Right? If you really care for all this news, that will happen sometime, So SK2, everybody go to store and then smash all the store. It turned out to be, it's wrong with the government. The report is wrong. They say they admit that, sorry, we made a mistake. This report is wrong, but damage already done. And they do that all the time. If you really care for all the news, every about 3 or 6 months they will do something. And what I try to say is, there must be some political reason behind that. All right, it happens all the time. SK2 and all that. All right. Anyway, so they just tell us about what happened to the banks and how they resolve the issues and all that. It's terrible, right? It's really terrible. Especially the mass media controlled by the government. It's really, really difficult to do that. Anyway, so we have press relation, publicity, and all that, and lobbying and counseling and all the stuff. I think this is an old one, all right? We still have this kind of problem, all right? Like H1N1 and cow disease and all that. Still a problem in Taiwan right now, people fighting for that. And this obviously a problem in Korea, right? Now in Taiwan, all right? Now, we have so many people from USA. Is the beef safe? Let me ask this American here. We have so many people here. Right? Is beef safe? Is American beef safe? Yeah. Are you sure? All right, okay.
Don't cook your meat, it's not safe.
All right, if you cannot eat that, all right? You don't cook meat, especially with those kind of hamburger kind of meat, all right? The scrambled meat, all right? Is the beef safe?
Well, we don't know until 20 years from now. You can say yes or no, but in 20 years we'll know.
How about Joshua? Is the beef safe?
I drive a scooter in Taiwan. I have more deadly things to worry about.
Okay, all right. Motorcycle and all that. Okay, all right. Anyway, so these are, I don't know, these are really a marketing problem here, publicity problem here, okay? Then in SARS, you should remember the SARS. Because most of SARS come from Asia. People get scared. They're really Asian, all right? They were too back and forward, all right? H1N1, yeah, all kinds of problems coming out, really, these are really about the, and in the cow disease, in UK alone, 1 year, tourists declined about 80%. When they start to burn this beef, burn all the cows, and in 1 year time, 80% of the tourists start to decline. Yes?
Yeah, in the U.S., there have been far fewer cases of mad cows than England.
Yeah, I mean, UK is very serious.
Yeah, UK was bad.
UK is so serious.
In the U.S., they say it's probably safe, but the way cows live is very bad. They live they live in their own poop, and then they have to clean it with a chemical. So it's just weird the way the people. Probably safe. Probably.
When you come to Taiwan, did you eat the 火锅 beef? 火锅 hot pot.
Yeah, outside. I like the outside.
Outside. Outside is different from beef.
I put a pork.
Okay, anyway, so these are all these are public issues here, right? Anyway, so the positioning mature, whatever, right? Influence special target group and all that, right? These are really the global wise kind of the disease coming up. It's a big problem here, all right? And you can see that the USA government, for instance, in fact, in the Taiwan, I think the embassy, the so-called embassy, responsible for the import of the beef to Taiwan. Now, I think what I mean, if you look at from their point of view, how can they promote the beef in Taiwan, for instance? So they do a lot of activity, try to promote all that, right? So these are all the possibilities we can do: publication, events, sponsorship, news, speeches, and all that. Try to do that. Try to do all these marketing activities. All right, PR is another very special event special one in marketing. Anyway, so we do it some PR company. All right, so this is the same. There's a procedure for that. Marketing debate, and of course we're talking about the 6M with another M called minute. We call it macro. Whether advertising had an impact to the society. All right. Now, again, we American here, people here, student here. Right? Do you know this brand called BGN? This is the founder. This is the CEO. I think it's one of Italian brand. All right. And this girl, I look at the data, is 299 pounds. All right. I don't know why. All right. So. And surprisingly, people buy that.
What is it?
It's some kind of like DuPont or like fashion designer. It's a fashion product. So they sell the tie, they share the shirt, they share all that. It's a for the men's fashion. Okay. Sorry. All right. Get about it. All right. That's better, all right? That's better, okay? Benetton also create a whole bunch of controversial advertising before, like black and white, like all that, all right? This one is the most controversial one, all right? They are not supposed to do that, all right? I just try to tell you that they're supposed to do that. And this one called about free speech. Now, what is the extent for free speech should be? Very interesting. All the fashion companies like to do that. Why is that? Why all the fashion companies like to do this kind of very interesting, This is a female, not male, okay? What's their target? What is this advertising's target? What's their target? Let me repeat my question again. Why a lot of fashion companies, such as the BGN, such as Benetton, Calvin Klein, they use all this very, I don't know, of creative strategy? What is their target and what do they want to do? All right, not specific enough. What else? They target teenagers. We call it rebel, 叛逆的性格. We call it rebel. In other words, they want to target teenagers, very specific group of people. Now, every time they try to create controversial. Why? Yes, free publicity. Their purpose is, in fact, is create the publicity because everybody discuss. Even though it's bad, people discuss. So the message will be out. So a lot of company, fashion company, they're using this kind of strategy, in fact, to do that. You can go to the Calvin Klein to see all these controversial one, all right? Have another whole bunch of that. Did not show here, right? A whole bunch of terrible advertising, right? And they, in fact, sorry, I had to write Chinese. They promote two things: homosexual and 除妓. 除妓. How to say this true? Calvin Klein, in fact, very controversial. Even Clinton cannot sustain this. Oh my gosh, you cannot see this one or that. All right, so they promote two things: homosexual and this. Interpret to them, all right? Interpret that to this. Cannot understand that, all right? So this really go to this advertising. What is the extent of the advertising you can do? What's the free speech? And you can see a lot of controversial advertising come from USA, come from Europe, especially, all right? Let's see another one. No, this is Star Wars, all right? This is Star Wars here, all right? You did not see that, all right? This is Star Wars, not about that. Obviously, they're strongly against the Bush at that time, okay? That's an old commercial from that, all right? You remember that? That's a while. That's a while, right? So people look at all that episode 2, all right? YSL promote this one and cause a lot of traffic. All right? This one is so popular in Europe and cause a whole bunch of traffic jam and traffic accident. People want to look at that and they want to see here. Wow, can I see this stuff? Of course not, all right? It's not 3D, all right? Anyway, so this one been there everywhere about 1 week and then cause too much accident. Then they will store that, all right? Anyway, so this another one, all right? YSL. And this is even worse. 这叫做爱曼纽夫人, all right? This one Italy, okay? Last one is, we call it decisive aid and remedy. We're talking about a very famous product called Listerine. And it's a very, very classic product in USA, right? Listerine is in fact, if you read carefully, Listerine had a message sent to the American consumer, says that Listerine can cure the cold, cure the cough, all right? Listerine 可以治感冒. And this advertising been there for 50 years. People believe that Listerine can cure the cough. It turns out that it cannot. It cannot, all right? So suddenly people said, okay, no, Listerine cannot do that. You know, it's a deceptive. Deceptive means 欺骗的, deceptive ad. And very interesting, I think USA very interesting. They start to change, if you read carefully, to kill germs that cause plague. You cannot say I kill the cough. No, you can only say I kill the germs. And very interesting in USA, all right? Especially for medicine. If you claim that medicine can do something there, and very interesting. I think this case happened in 1976, if I can still remember. So for the last 50 years, people said, okay, this thing can cure the cough, 可以治感冒. And government said no, all right? So they give this Listerine 3 years of time. You have to re-educate consumer. In other words, you have to do advertising like this one. We call it collective ad. They do the advertising here. after 3 years, FTC, federal government, FTC will come back and do a research to make sure that all the consumer says that this training can kill the germs, not kill the cough. And they will do that. If you do not do that, they give another 3 years of probation, and you will make the right advertising. So this happened a lot in USA. So be very careful, especially for the medicine. I think Taiwan, they don't care, all right? You can do anything, all right? You can do this, whatever, I don't know, right? But it's a wrong claim. But USA, be very, very careful, all right? Whatever you claim of the medicine, you're very careful. So when you buy the product in USA, probably safe than in Taiwan overall, all right? Anyway, this one talking about regulation, how government can collect the advertisement for different products. I think that's it. That's for the. All right, any questions? All right, let's talk about another one. Right? Let's finish another one. All right. Anyway, I'll give you leave anyway at 12 o'clock. I cannot say that. All right. With so many ITS students here, right? I cannot do that. Okay, this one, direct marketing. All right. Another very interesting and very powerful and new one. Okay. This is the most growing area in marketing. And there are many, many terms. They call it direct marketing, interact marketing, database marketing, viral marketing. All kinds of marketing will come here. Right? Social networking marketing, wireless marketing, and so on. So this is one of the most important areas. Right now it's growing, all right? Even including personal setting. Now, what is direct marketing? In the last chapter, we're talking about mass media, everything through mass media. But this one, no, we directly contact with the consumer. So there are many, many ways of doing that, all right? The old way we call it direct mail, you go. Direct mail, you can see there, direct, internet, and even the Victoria's Secret. You know Victoria's Secret, right? Men, women together for the cross, men together for this, okay? Anyway, so these are direct marketing, all right? Anyway, so consumer channels to reach and deliver service directly without using middlemen. All right, so therefore another term called database marketing come in because we need a huge amount of database. And there are many channels, all right? Direct mail, catalog 叫邮购啊，这个目录啊，这个目录 telephone, and other direct response. So you can see these are the people who use. And this is a very typical fashion one. You can try to order all kinds of color there. And a whole bunch of like university or annual report, all kinds of mail coming from here. Telemarketing. You made a phone calls, all right? Such as, I think in Taiwan, you can see that after 12 o'clock, 你是不是很寂寞, right? Did you see that? Take a phone call? Are you feel lonely? Call us. I can solve your problem. Something like that, all right? Anyway, these are also telemarketing, all right? These are all telemarketing. And quite expensive, right? It's quite expensive. And all kinds of stuff, right? So what I try to tell you, this is a phenomenon that really happened, all right, about the direct marketing. Sell everything from TV, from whatever. So you interact directly with the seller. Very quickly example, all right? Let me show you the example. I will not discuss that. Let me tell you the Marlboro. Marlboro conduct very famous. I think, did we discuss that in CRM? About Marlboro example? First one, you cannot do TV or newspaper or magazine on the cigarette. So Marlboro, all the cigarette companies start to facing problem. what I can do is on billboard. Because you cannot do TV, you cannot do newspaper and magazine. So therefore they start to do direct marketing. We call it database marketing. So the first step to do the database marketing is to collect all the cigarette smoker. Now, how can I get that? Let me tell you how I do direct marketing and database marketing. The first step is to collect all the people in USA who smoke. How can I get a list? Not the government, no. How can I get a list of the cigarette smoker? In USA, we have about 200 million people, and a smoker only about 6 million only. Very small amount of the people. Of course, it's declining. And the question for the do direct marketing is you get the database of the cigarette smoker. Now, you are very smart. How can I get it? How can I get a smoker? How to do that? That's the first step. Example? How can I get a smoker? How can I collect all the cigarette smoker? I can get a database easily. How can I get? Huh? 什么东西？什么东西？ Too late. Hospital, too late. No. What else? No, too late. You get it from hospital, they already die, you know. They are not what we want. No. What else?
Proof of purchase offers. You send in, have the smoker send in several packets of empty cigarette packs and you get a free gift. That's how they get the information that you're.
Okay, all right, close. All right, what else? Yes, in fact, yes. The easiest one is give them free cigarette. Now, how many pack of cigarette you will send out in order to get those people get response? 几包 people will fill that form for you. Do you know that? I was in USA at that time, all right, when I do that. 2条 2 cartoons. Yes. All right. Then you have to fill out about 8 pages of questionnaire. I did that, all right. 8 pages of questionnaire, like when you smoke, which brand you like. If you don't have this one, what you do? All right. So the first one, they will send you one cartoon later on. You can bring a coupon, go to the store, and they get that. So yes, the first step is they using the newspaper coupon one first. You know, every Sunday we have national coupon. They will send it out, and you fill out the form. So this company continues to collect all these coupons for about 1 year, and they get about 80% of that. Now, direct marketing very interesting. So what can I do? If I get all the cigarette people, what can I do? So next one, they will publish a magazine called Philip Morris. The magazine there. It's a quarterly. They send to you. They send to me. All right. I get that magazine. Imagine that what is inside this magazine. What kind of advertising inside this magazine? Because that's the only way you communicate with your customers. All right. We don't do magazine or newspaper anymore. We do this target consumer, all right? Now, what kind of advertising can you do in this magazine? Very important, or in database marketing. Such as, what can you sell in the magazine?
Patches. Some tobacco patches.
Like, what? No, all right? Of course, in the magazine, you can see that. They said, oh, cigarette is okay, whatever that, it's no harm, whatever that, all right? Whole bunch of brainwashing message. But what can you do to sell? If you really try to spend so much money to collect all the cigarette smoker, what can you sell in your database? That's my question, all right? So what can you do in advertising in the magazine, such as what? Cigarette for sure, that's one. All right, what else? Alcoholic, all right. I don't recall alcoholic, all right. All right, what else? 烟酒不离口啊，烟酒不离手 right? All right, that's possible. What else? This one we call it cross-selling, very important concept in database. Suppose I already have 6 million of the circulation. Now, if only 40% of people buy my product, database is very important. 40% of the cigarette smoker will buy my product. I can sell what? 2 million products already. So what else? 喉糖药 the whatever, mint candy, all right? And cowboy head. Remember the cowboy head, Marlboro? They sell cowboy head, cowboy boots. They sell encyclopedia. They sell insurance. Yeah, they sell a lot of that. We call this one called cross-selling. So you think carefully what are the cigarette people will buy. Now, very interesting. When I did receive that for about 2 years. Philip Morris is a magazine there. And in the magazine, they will insert coupons. They will insert coupon there. I quit my smoke. In fact, I smoke 2 packs a day. When I was in agency, about 2 packs a day. But when I go to the USA, very unfriendly place. My wife said, okay, smoke outside. It's snow, I have to do all that, all right? It's smoke outside, all right? After that, I quit, all right? Very unfriendly place, all right? But anyway, all right, anyway, so these are the about the cigarette. They send me the coupon. On the coupon, there's a number, my number there, my ID number there. So they know when you redeem the coupon. When you're running out the coupons, they will say, Mr. Tan, we give another coupon. All right, so very important, you know, we're talking about how they do that. So in the magazine, they keep sending out coupons. Now, very interesting. When they have a new product coming out, I call this one upselling. What upselling means? They promote you to a new, more expensive product. They call it upselling. That's what database try to do, all right? That's what database try to do. So after they get the data, they start to collect a whole bunch of information and start to contact with you. Now, this is only one example for cigarette. There's another example for baby food. Baby food, all right? You know baby food, right? Baby, that's a big one, a very big one, all right? So when again, how can I collect the database about the baby market? Now, baby have a lot of product, right? Baby food, diaper, story, videotape, and so on, all right? Whole bunch of that. Now, how can I collect the data? Passport. Huh? Hospital, all right? Yes, that's a good one, all right? And you get it from the nurse. They get this one here, all right? Now, again, when my boy was born, we get a free baby food for about 1 case. S26. 知道哈? S26. You guys are too young, still single, don't know what's going on here, all right? Now, we get 6 cans of S26. So my wife in hospital, free milk. After that, when I go out, I found out that, wow, this is expensive. Therefore, I change. Do you know what happened? You know what I mean? You know, they give you 6 packs of this one. So I let my son drink S26 for 1 week. After that, I changed the brand. What happened to my son? No, hey baby, no. Lao Sai. Green one, green color. He cannot cry. Only six days. He cannot cry. But the stomach cannot adjust to the new one. I changed to whatever, Ying'er whatever that. It's so expensive. All right? I said, my gosh. So you change it up. In 1 or 2 days, you know, we cannot change because already stick to that. So we just using S26 forever, all right? Oh my God, so expensive, all right? All right, that's not end there, all right? And my son's database already somewhere in the people's hand there. 1 year later, I get a letter. What? My son's name? He said, you are 1 year old. Ask your father to bring you to Kmart to take a photo. You are 1 year old, right? Ask your daddy to bring you to Kmart to take a photo. So that database go to the Kmart already, all right? 2 years later, I got a from Kodak, from Disneyland. My gosh, all right? At Disneyland, no, did not ask us to the park. They said we are Disney video, Disney books. All the books were so expensive, all right? They send all this catalog to you and ask you to buy. And after that, after my son in the hospital, we get all this junk mail every day, all right? All kinds of product, right? You know, that's what the database marketing is about, all right? Anyway, terrible, right? We got upselling and cross-selling, right? Okay, anyway, this is about the direct mail campaign, okay? RFM model. I think we have enough time to discuss that, all right? Let me try to finish that, very important one. Or maybe we do that next week, all right? There are too many of that, all right? Let's do that next week. All right, any questions? All right, see you next week.